comes the insurance. We shed, we rise. No more fat disguise. From dawn till dusk, feel the burn, no lies. Everywhere you're living, we rocket every ride.
Me and Rocket here, and Michael, just got back from running the Springtime Surprise 5K. More on that in a different video. That's not what this video about, but we literally just got back to the hotel from doing the 5K. This video was the video I was supposed to record yesterday, but time, flight delays, not getting here when you're supposed to, and end up, so yesterday was a rush day. I went to the expo, but did not get a chance to partake in everything. So I'm going back later on this afternoon when they open at 12, because it's still morning time right now. The 5K race was at 5 a.m., which means I had to get up at like 2, because I couldn't sleep. But anyways, that recap will be in another video. This is supposed to be my haul from the Run Disney Springtime Surprise Expo. What did I pick up while I was there? Well, all I could pick up, because like I said, we were pressed for time and I didn't get a chance to engulf in the ambiance of the expo. My pre-purchase merch, I did purchase one of the merch because they were in the same building as the pre-purchase merch that I got back when I registered for this race months and months ago. And then my race t-shirts and bibs. So that's my haul I'm about to show y'all. So first I went and got the bib for both races. If you don't know, I just did a 5K today, and then Sunday I'm doing a 10 miler. So the themes were superheroes, and every race had a mascot from whether it was Disney animation, Disney, Pixar, or Marvel. And so for the 5K, it was Groot. So as you can see, this bib has been worn and torn, but this was my bib for the 5K, and I was running for Dragon Masters Initiative. I've already made a video about why I ran for them and why I'm continue to run for them and why I raise money for this foundation. But yes, I wore the race shirt they gave me with this, and that also explains why I have a little Rocket Raccoon with me. He was on my shoulders the whole time with the little boy, Michael, picture of him to represent, because that's who I was running for. And then the 10 miler that's going to be on Sunday, that race has the Incredibles. Mrs. Incredibles and Mr. Incredible are the mascots of that. So, and just so y'all know, because I am trans, please don't, for my fellow trans brothers and sisters, don't get offended. This F does not mean female. I know it's on both my race bibs. No, this F does not mean female. It means the corrals that we were in this morning and Sunday morning when you waiting to cross the finish line. It's from A through F. So I was in the back of the pack because, big boy, slow runner, did not submit a proof of time of how fast I can run. So I was in the back of the pack. So I was the very last corral, which was F. It was corrals A, B, C, D, E, F. We were the last ones to go. But yeah, that's what that meant. So I don't want nobody to see that and then freak out like, oh my gosh, they misgendered you or something. No, that was the corral. It has nothing to do. They don't put your gender on the race bibs. Yeah, they don't do that. Disney don't do that. Anyways, I digress. So that was the first thing I picked up was the race bibs. And then there's 3 different buildings. So that was the first building. The second building, you had to go get your race t-shirts. And while I was getting my race t-shirts, they also had Disney characters there. So they had Meg from Hercules, and earlier in the day while I was still at the airport, because our flights, that bullshit, Hades was there taking pictures with people. Hopefully when I go back at 12, I can meet those characters. But Meg was there when I showed up, taking pictures with guests. Her line was long as hell. And Mr. Incredibles was there taking pictures. So I took a photo with Mr. Incredibles. I might insert that somewhere in this video as I'm talking, as an overlay. And so after I took pictures, I went and got my t-shirts. No, scratch that. The building that I got the pictures with Mr. Incredibles and, the other characters was where you picked up your bib. That's what it was. You went and picked up your bib in that building. You took pictures with characters. And you did like last minute, like if you need to talk to guest relations, runners relations, or the photo pass people, because they were there taking pictures of the meet and greets with the characters, the Disney characters, and Marvel characters. And so, yeah, that was all in one building. Then I had to walk to a whole separate building to, it was like I said, it was 3 big buildings, separate buildings, which is where the vendor expo, all the, like where the sponsors, people who sponsor like Advent Health and Brooks and, well, Brooks wasn't there in that building, but every other vendor, running vendor, companies, Make-A-Wish, they were all in that same building where you go and get your t-shirts. So I went and got my t-shirts, and then these come with registration. Now, unfortunately, Disney only goes up to 2Xs, and I'm a 3/4X on a good day. So I went ahead and just got the 2X because that's the biggest size. And since I'm on my weight loss journey, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to be able to fit in them. That's the goal. And anyways, I don't even like tech shirts. My goal in playing with every race shirt I do, whether it's at Disney, St. Jude, or any other race, like local race or whatever, is I'm going to keep these shirts, save them, and send them to this company that makes quilts, make quilt blankets out of your race t-shirts. But anyways, for the 5K, went and they gave us this. And Brooks, since that's their new sports sponsors, is the ones who made the t-shirts. So we got Groot on there. That came with that registration for the 5K. And then, of course, for the 10-miler, we got Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, and I love that this is in blue, so that's dope. One of my favorite colors, but yeah, super, super dope shirts. Breathable, but like I said, I can't fit them, so they will be turned into nice t-shirt quilts once I collect more and more race shirts. And yeah, and then what else in that building? What else did I have to pick up? So the bibs, the t-shirts, the race shirts. And then I went on my way out because by the time I got the bibs and the t-shirt and took a picture with Mr. Incredible, and I had to go to the 3rd building to pick up my pre-purchased merchandise. And as I'm walking, they made a huge announcement over all the speakers of the venue. Excuse me, the expo closes in 15 minutes. And I was like, dang it, I can't stay. But anyways, I went to the official Run Disney merchandise. And that's where the Brooks, because they're the new sponsors of Run Disney, the Brooks had their own booth because they're selling exclusive shoes. And I will insert pictures in this video. And then when you see the actual expo vlog of me being there in action, I have video clips. I took quick video clips of the running shoes on display, and they look nice. All of them look nice. I really like those Mickey Mouse ones. And to be quite honest, I wish I had saved more money because they're not really that expensive as far as running shoes go. Now, for those who don't buy running shoes, they can get pricey, but if you're a sneakerhead who collects shoes and stuff, I think these shoes will be way more affordable. They were only $160. Like I said, I've seen running shoes way more expensive than that, like in the 200s and stuff. So I feel like it was a pretty good deal as far as running shoes. But however, I just never factored that into my budget for this weekend. So, but hopefully they will bring those shoes back or have more shoes when I go back on marathon weekend, and hopefully, and they limited how many you could get. So for those pesky resellers who always buy up all the merch and then resell it on eBay for double the price. Yeah, Disney's really trying to crack down on that hard. So they limited. You couldn't just go buy 5, 6, 7 pairs of shoes. They were like, nah, fuck. And then if you buy more than one shoe, it had to be a different design. You couldn't buy 2 pairs of the Mickeys or 2 pairs of the Minnies or 2 pairs of the springtime surprise colorways. You had to get one of each different styles. So again, trying to minimize the resellers, which good job, Run Disney. I know it's not 100% perfect, but the fact that y'all put in effort to make sure people who are actually in the events, who are actually training and doing these races, get a chance to get the merchandise exclusively for that, I commend y'all for at least attempting and trying. And it's going to get better the more they crack down on those resellers. But anywho, it's like I said, it can't be perfect, but at least they're trying their best, and look out for us. Now, the pre-purchase merch that I got months in advance when I registered for the races, and they was like, hey, do you want to buy this now instead of just waiting till last minute to get? I went and got. Now, these particular items don't usually sell out weekends, maybe the full marathon in January, but they really don't sell out really. But I just like the peace of mind, like the fact, like for instance, yesterday our flights got delayed. It took us forever to get to the hotel to check in and for me to actually be able to go to the expo. So the fact that I knew that no matter what, the merchandise that I chose that I really wanted was sitting in the back somewhere waiting for me, and I didn't have to rush, and I didn't have to fight crowds and loads of people, because the first day early in the morning, it's people are waiting in 2-3 hours just to get the merchandise or to get in the building to see the merchandise. So I'm happy I got to avoid all that bullshit. So yeah, so let me go ahead and stop rambling like I do in all my vlogs and just show y'all. So the first thing, Disney, there's this company called Loungefly. For those who don't know, those are like those mini backpacks, you know, fake leather or whatever, that you can see in like Hot Topic and other stores like that. Well, Disney has an exclusive licensing contract with Loungefly, and sometimes they make exclusive bags specifically for their theme parks. Like there's some at Disneyland you can only get at Disneyland in California. There's some in Disney World where you can only get at Disney World here in Florida and nowhere else. And then Run Disney has their own exclusives where you can only get them at when it's race weekend during these races. So I got their Loungefly bag, and this bag is so dope because it has all the characters for every race. So here we go. So it has Groot for the 5K. I know it's out of order, but I'm telling you the order of the races. So Groot for the 5K, Hercules for the 10K. That's the race tomorrow. I'm not doing that one, but that's the race tomorrow. Mrs. Incredible for the 10 miler. And then if you ran all 3 races, there's something called the challenge, the Springtime Surprise Superhero Challenge. If you ran all 3 races the whole weekend, completed all 3 races, you get a special medal with Baymax in Hero from Hero 6. I haven't seen that movie in so long, so I'm sorry if I butchered the name. But y'all know the Disney Pixar movie, Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6, thank you. I just know Baymax because I love Baymax. But anyways, you get a 4th medal with Hero and Baymax. So, yep. And this bag has a lot of space. I'm going to use it all weekend long, besides when I'm racing. I'm not going to wear this while I'm racing. My Tim Maller, I got my running bag for that. But the rest of the weekend, like, look how spacious. And it's 2 compartments. This is the big compartment. And then they have one in the front that's pretty decent size. And then look at, it has the characters printed on the inside. So that's dope. So that's exclusive for this race weekend only. And then while I was there, as I was headed out, I grabbed my pre-purchase merch. Oh, I got one more pre-purchase merch. Then I'll show you what I got off the shelf as I was walking out. So the second pre-purchase merch, again, something that I can't wear right now, but it's a goal to, I mean, I probably can't. No, I can wear this. It's just going to be very snug on me because they run big in sizes. But It's their spirit jerseys. Disney has spirit jerseys. They're very big and popular here. So I went and got one for this weekend. So in the front, you just see the simple springtime surprise logo. But then in the back is huge across the back. And then you have all the characters of the race. So I can wear it. It's just going to be a little snug. But the goal is to be able to, you know, not be so hugging me and be as loose as it's supposed to be. But yeah, I love spirit jerseys. I think they're dope. They're very fashionable, and they're cool. And men, women, everybody wear these, especially the Disney kind. So those were my pre-purchase merch. And as I was walking out, I took a glimpse of some of the things on the shelves, and I decided I had to get the hat, and I wore the hat during the 5K this morning. So it's a little wet and sweaty. But the hat is dope. All the characters. And I love how it's not like a regular print on. They're like sticking out like 3D. It's kind of like a 3D print. Like, it's super dope. So springtime surprise. And so that's what I've been wearing this morning. That's what I'll be wearing all weekend, because it is hot. It is hot as hell because it's Florida in the springtime. But, and it's only going to get warmer. They already gave us a heat advisory and gave us tips like, hey, you know, make sure you hydrate all weekend, because Saturday and Sunday is going to be very warm. It was a lot cooler this morning for the 5K, because the sun didn't come up until I like crossed the finish line. And it was like a cool breeze, but they said the temps going up in the 90s come tomorrow. So, and I can already slick feel it getting back to the hotel. But anywho, that's what I picked up at the expo. Like I said, I did not get a chance to like immerse myself and like take in the expo and see everything, because we were rushing to get there and get all the things that I needed, specifically my bibs for the 5K before, you know, they closed yesterday. So yeah, lesson learned. Hopefully when I go back in January, I'll plan accordingly, you know, for the just in case the flight delays, just in case weather and things like that happen. I probably have to come, you know, take off an extra day of work and come in an extra day before, just so I can have that peace of mind and make sure I get my race bibs. But anywho, let me stop this video and record my recap of the 5K. And then Sunday I will record, well, yeah, Sunday, because I'm not doing anything after the race. Sunday, when I get back from the race, I'll recap that one as well. But anywho's, okay, I just got back from the expo. So I know this vlog is long enough, I know. But when I went to the expo, I went to go get video content and to get my feet massaged and those little leg gloves. You'll see it in the expo video. I went to the expo for content, for YouTube, for Instagram. I did not plan on getting anything else, except for if I wanted something to eat or drink, which that ain't none. But earlier, yesterday, I had reposted Run Disney's blog announcing their new Brooks running shoes. And I was like, man, if only I wasn't a baller on a budget, some to the extent I posted. If only I wasn't a baller on a budget, I would definitely cop one of these shoes, something like that. And my father commented today, he responded to that post commenting, which ones? And I was like, the Mickey Mouse. And he responded, how much now? I don't know how y'all daddies operate, but when my father asks how much, that means he planned on sending the money or buying it. So, and I was just playing around, joking with him. I went into his DMs on Facebook and I said, I gave the little eye emoji like I'm looking at you. And I was like, you trying to bless me with some new shoes? You know, just playing. That's why I used the emojis, whatever. And he was like, send the cash app. Y'all. Shout out to my father. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate you. I love you. You've always been supportive of me in everything I do. So, my father bought me the Brooks Run Disney shoes. Now, they announced four 4 designs for this event, limited edition, and they even limited how many you could get. At first they said you can only get 1 of each design. That's your in a maximum 4 pairs of shoes, because like I said earlier in this vlog, or maybe the next vlog, they are trying to stop the resellers on eBay. They try to minimize that as best as they possibly can, even though that's kind of impossible. So they limited 4 shoes, and you couldn't buy the same design. You can only buy 1 of each. And so because I know Run Disney, and I know Run Disney events, and I know everything that's new, brand new, or limited edition, they sell out. So I was under the impression that these shoes were gone yesterday. Like, they might have some left, but the shoes that I wanted was gone yesterday. Or at least if they weren't gone, they weren't gonna have my size, because I got little wide feet. So anyways, my brain wasn't thinking these Brooks shoes. I took pictures, I took videos, I said that's dope. Maybe I could cop some when I go back for the marathon weekend in January. But when my dad had messages said send your how much, send your cash out. So these are Brooks limited edition Run Disney shoes. These are the Ghost Max 2. They have shoes called Ghost Max and Ghost Max 2. They're running shoes. Run, walk. They're kind of neutral. And they have different designs. They have the designs with this color for this particular race, and then they have a different blue for Run Disney that has Mickey, a symbol of Mickey Mouse's head on the back, and I think on the side it says every mile is magic, or magical mile, something like that. That's for the basic Run Disney. Like, that shoe probably will be available at all events, because it's particularly to just Run Disney as a whole. And then they had Mickey and Minnie. Now, Minnie's cool, Minnie's dope, but I'm not a big fan of the polka dots designs that they always do for Minnie. I know that's how you recognize the difference between Mickey and Minnie. She wears red with polka dots, but I've just never been a big fan of that. And it always seemed way too feminine for me. So, no offense, Minnie. I love you. You're my girl, but Mickey. So these are Ghost Max 2, Brooks Ghost Max 2, Mickey Mouse. And Brooks, unlike New Balance and Saucony's, the shoes that I usually rock when it comes to running, because they're more comfortable with my wide, flat feet. Brooks run a little small in size, so in the New Balance and in Saucony shoes, I wear a 7.5 wide to 8. This one I had to get an 8.5 wide, so they run a little small in size, but I got them. So here is the unboxing of the limited edition Brooks Run Disney Ghost Max 2 Mickey Mouse. Let's do it slowly. Let me pull them out. Of course, we got the Run Disney Brooks paper wrapping. You know, don't mean shit really, but it's nice. It's a nice touch. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to fit this box in my suitcase. I don't know how with my breathing machine and my clothes, but I'm going to figure it out, because I don't want to throw the box away. But if I have to, it don't matter, because I'm wearing these shoes on the airport at the plane. Wrong side. So let's give a little quick tour. I know this vlog is long, but fuck it. So Ghost Max 2 design. So if you are a Brooks fan, you wear Brooks a lot, you know Brooks. This is what their standard Ghost Max 2 shoes look like as far as the soles and things like that. But these are, of course, Mickey Mouse design with his red and yellow and black. And yeah, so we have the Brooks design on this. But on this side, you have Mickey Mouse's signature. His little autograph signature. If you ever go to the theme parks and meet Mickey, this is how he signed his name. And then on the other side, yeah, on the other side it has Run Disney right there. And of course you got the Mickey Mouse head on the back, on the heel. And then again, Ghost Max 2, Mickey. And then of course the yellow. So it has the colors of Mickey Mouse, the red, black, yellow, all that jazz. But I just, I'm going to be training in these for the half marathon in January, and I'm most likely going to be running in these on the half marathon in January. I'm going to, during training, I'm a cross train with these shoes and these shoes. That way I'm not killing the soles on this and running the miles too much, but these are gonna be the ones I run the half marathon. I'll run the 10K in these, but these are the ones I'm running the half marathon in January. Oh, thanks, Dad. Thank you. Shout out to Ron Disney. Shout out to Brooks. These are fire. These are fire. All the shoes were fire. And then I bet when they have the Wine and Dine in November, and of course Marathon Weekend, they're going to unveil shoe designs specifically for those races like they did for, this one, Springtime Surprise. But y'all gonna be seeing these a lot. Y'all gonna be seeing these a lot in the vlogs. I'll be rocking these. Anyways, that's it. Yeah. See y'all next vlog. Peace.